Hey everyone, thanks for tuning into my brand new channel, The Major Reviews It. I am The Major, Major Scott, U.S. Air Force retired, and I'm super excited to get this channel kicked off that'll bring content that's hopefully informative and interesting. And today we're going big. We're going to be reviewing this 2024 GMC Denali. But this isn't just any ordinary Denali. This is the Denali Ultimate. And GM is banking big that you're going to pay that ultimate price tag of nearly $86,000. And no, that's not a mistake. It really is $86,000. So we're going to take a deep dive today and see what you get for that money and see if it really is the ultimate pickup. Let's go. All right, before we get started, a couple disclaimers. First of all, this is my personal truck. And no, I did not pay $86,000. As a matter of fact, this time of year, and for the first time in a couple years, frankly, dealers are willing to deal a little bit. Now, the truck still is going to be over $80,000 more than likely when you're done with your best deal, which is an extraordinary amount of money, especially for a half-ton pickup. Just saying it out loud, it just seems crazy that they're asking these types of prices. But if you want to play, you got to pay. Now, this is the Denali Ultimate. Again, I am not a GM fanboy. I do love the Denali, and I've always liked the look. But quite frankly, the lack of quality from GM in the past has scared me away. I have owned several trucks in the past. My most two recent were, I had a 2020 Dodge, or correction, a 2020 Ram 2500 Laramie Longhorn. So again, top of the line, diesel. I really didn't need that 2500. I wasn't really towing anything, so I was more or less the ultimate diesel poser. The truck I had previous to that was a 2015 F-150 Platinum, which I absolutely loved that truck. The reason I went with the Denali, first and foremost, never had one and always loved the look of the Denali. So didn't really want to do an F-150 again because been there, done that, and I had transmission problems with the Dodge or the Ram, whichever you want to say. So imagine that. So I went with the GM. So first of all, let's look at the front. You can see it's definitely classic Denali. Now with this Ultimate edition, and by the way, I know that sounds a little silly. You had Denali and now you have Denali Ultimate. Ford is actually doing it too with the Platinum. I think they have the Platinum Plus, and it'll only be a matter of time before Ram does it with their Limited. So this is the Denali Ultimate. GM decided to differentiate a little bit from the regular Denali, and you can see the first thing is the grille. Now the grille is definitely in your face. I absolutely love it. I've always loved the Denali grille, but this one's a little different. It's wrapped in what GM calls Vader chrome. It's more of a smoky silver finish, and you'll also notice that the GMC at the bottom is black instead of the red. So love the grille, love the front. Headlights, full LED sealed beam, very, very bright. And down there on the lower part of the bumper, you have a functional scoop. It goes right into the wheel well. I'm not really sure what that does other than maybe provide some cooling for the brakes possibly. And then you have an LED fog light. Pretty small, but they are bright. So coming across the grill, this is a bear to clean, but boy, it looks nice when it is. You can see one of the many cameras that the GMC has, and it also has a camera washer next to it, which is activated with the windshield wiper. Pretty cool touch. All right, one of the most interesting and I guess controversial things is the way that GM really wrapped this front fascia. As you'll see, you had the Vader chrome up top, and you have regular chrome at the bottom, massive tow hooks, and I do think they look really, really nice. I'm just not real sure about why GM didn't just go Vader chrome the whole way. The look has kind of grown on me. I actually like it. It does work. But anyway, you got to plug in, being that this is a diesel, plug-in block heater there. So beautiful, beautiful truck. Big, bulky front hood. I do love the squared off look of the Denali, and that's a theme you're going to see throughout the truck. Just a good look to it. Again, going down to the wheel wells, I don't know if you can see underneath, but the wheel wells are trimmed with wheel well covers. It's almost like a insulation type fabric material, and it looks really, really good. These are the little things that a lot of these dealers are really leaving out. I remember my F-150 didn't even have wheel well liners. I had to buy some aftermarket because you could see up under the frame. Really good job. Now, these are probably the nicest stock wheels I think I've ever seen on a truck. They are just gorgeous. 22-inch massive tires wrapped in Bridgestone. The tires themselves, they ride really good. Not really crazy about the tread pattern. This is a four-wheel drive vehicle, but I'll tell you what, you're going to get stuck pretty easily in with these tires. But again, that's not really what it's made for. This is more the pavement warrior. So 22-inch wheels look good. They're hard to keep clean, but boy, they do look good when they are. The only knock I have against these wheels is this chrome with this darker aluminum. This chrome piece, it's plastic. Now, I don't know if there was any way that GM could have actually made it all metal, but we'll see how those hold up, and hopefully they do. So coming down to the back, you see the badging up front. I kind of wish the Duramax stood out a little bit, maybe in red, but you do see that Vader chrome. And if you can see on the edge there, there is a silhouette or an embossed topographical map of Mount Denali, and you'll see that throughout the truck. I went ahead and changed the old 80s whip antenna, which for the life of me, I have no idea why GM is still using that, but I went ahead and put a $15 stubby antenna. Looks more modern. I think it looks really good. So coming down to the bottom, that's where the Vader chrome ends. Again, interesting choice by GM. Pretty much from the rear of the truck, or from the front door back, you're going to see a common theme of normal chrome. So you see the Denali badge and lettering right there, letting everybody know you spent a lot of money. Stock mud flaps, I guess those come standard. And if you see, a little bit different choice for the GM designers, the running boards. I really like them a lot. They don't tuck all the way in like the Ford and the Ram on their higher trims, but that's good for me for a couple different reasons. And one is I like the look of the truck. It still looks like it has running boards, but it doesn't, they don't tuck up all the way, but they tuck out of the way, if that makes sense. All right, so these running boards deploy a little bit differently. Again, on the Ford and the Ram, the trucks don't look like they have running boards. It does provide extra clearance, but I like the way this looks. Now, these running boards, instead of folding down, let me go ahead and open this door, they slide out. Okay, now this is cool for a couple different reasons. Number one, the Ford and the Ram, when the running boards come down, and they came down, there's a very narrow leading edge of those running boards. That has messed up people's shins from the beginning of time. I know several times it caught me, that little fine pencil width, I guess, area of the running board that comes down. Boy, that'll hurt your shin. This one's a lot thicker. You can see it's about a half a hand width, and no problem with that there. So you can see them redeploy, and they'll go in a minute, and they kind of slide back in kind of a scissor type pattern. So that's pretty cool. All right, looking back or looking down the side of the truck, really nice chrome mirrored finish, black lacquer, and chrome door handles. Now, this is a really innovative idea that GM had, and one of the several reasons I ended up going with the Denali. If you look at the running boards themselves, you'll see a button in the back, but you can tap that button and the running boards actually deploy all the way to the back rear wheel, and this provides you a running board to get up into the bed of the truck. How cool is that? And GM used to have a step that came, or that was molded into the rear fender. I thought it looked ugly, and they've remedied that with this running board. Pretty cool idea. So coming to the back, nothing real different right here. I love the bumper step that you can get into the bed. This one's a little bit different. You'll see that it's not quite as deep as a normal bumper step that you see on some Denalis and Sierras, or I should say Silverados. That's because this one has a Super Cruise. So there's other sensors and things in there that prevent extra, I guess the extra room that would take up. So coming around to the back, just a really stunning look. Love this sterling metallic paint. And just a good look. Now, some people don't like the square blockiness of the GMC, of the Denali. Me, that was a selling point for me. I've always been a huge fan of the Denalis. Even carries down to your tailpipe outlet, or the tips. Some people have commented in the past they look like USBs, and they actually do look like a USB. But I think it keeps with the theme of the truck. You have your camera setups here, your trailer cameras, extra cameras. You can optional cameras. You can do that. Your 7-pin towing outlet there, and of course the multi-pro tailgate. Now, the multi-pro tailgate, I've been a huge fan since GMC announced this in 2019, I believe it was. Got a couple cameras on the back, cameras everywhere, lights everywhere. You see them on the handle up there, the opening of the bed of or the tailgate. All right, 2 switches. You can see the buttons there. One activates the top of the multi-pro. The bottom activates the entire tailgate. Now, if you forget which is which, you can kind of see a cutout of the top. It symbolizes, I guess, if you see that little cutout of the middle insert. So, if you press the bottom, the entire tailgate goes down, and then you press the bottom there, and the multi-pro step falls down. There is a button to press, hold there, and pull back, and now you have a step. This truck comes with the optional kicker stereo system. It's one that you'd see similar to like boats. It's all weather. It sounds pretty good. Not bad. It provides you some entertainment during a bonfire, or if you're tailgating at a football game. Comes with a USB or an external input, 3.5 millimeter input, and there's your controllers right there. All Bluetooth, connects with your phone automatically, so that's a nice feature. All right, climbing up into the truck is pretty easy. Again, I think this is the best tailgate solution on the market. Ford has their step, and Ram has theirs as well. But GM, I think they own the market on this one. I've always been a fan. Up here, you have a handle that's easily deployed. You pull that up, and that gives you sort of a step, so you can step, grab the handle, and pull up. You really don't need to be honest. It's really easy to get into. But that's there in case you do need it. Fully factory sprayed in Bedliner. Looks great, looks finished. I love that the manufacturers are doing the factory spray in Bedliners. You got Denali across the top embossed in there. That's pretty cool. Good looking Bedliner. I will be putting a tonal cover on this at some point, so I'll do a video of that when the time comes. You have your 120 volt 400 watt outlet there, weather resistant. The only dig that I have on this tailgate, and one of the knocks that GMC that I have against GMC, is that while the tail lights, or the While the tailgate area and the bed is illuminated with LEDs, I love how they're forward facing. They do a good job of illuminating the bed area. However, there's no switch. I mean, how do you turn these things on? And I thought maybe it was a press button. I'm really disappointed in that. Again, my Ram had a little push button switch, and so did my F-150. And let me tell you, those were very, very useful features. Coming down, you see that sterling metallic paint, and it is just wonderful. This color really shines in the sun and makes the truck look silver, whereas in the shade or when the sun starts going down, it definitely changes color to a darker gray. Really like that. You can see some more of those that material that they use to trim out the wheel wells. I really like the look. Again, these beautiful, beautiful rims. 3-liter diesel Duramax. You got your diesel and your DEF fluid. About to kick the tailgate, or I'm sorry, the bed running board. It'll come back. So really, really good looking truck. All right, moving on to the interior. You'll see this is where GM is really, really upped its game and made the ultimate of definitely a step up from a standard Denali. You can see extensive uses of open pore wood, nice rich grain leather, baseball stitching and piping down there. Nice contrast, almost looks like a King Ranch feel or a Laramie Longhorn. Memory seating, everything you'd expect in this trim level. Bose premium sound. I love the way the grills look. Sounds great as well. And then you see the ultimate badge, and if you forget where Mount Denali is, there's your coordinates. Inside you see extensive uses of different materials. You've got a brushed aluminum with a piano lacquer black, just stunning. Leather wrapped hand grips right here, and this is something that's really nice. When you come in, if you notice, I don't know if you can tell, but the headliner is a suede or Alcantara, just very, very classy, even on the actual sun visors. LEDs on the sun visor, they deploy slowly and then shut down. Nice little touch there. You have a microphone for your OnStar and your hands-free device. Going across the dash, you could see a really nice leather wrapped service with the piping and the dual baseball type stitching. Really, really nice wood on your glove boxes. You can see the embossed Denali type inscription down there, and of course more. You have dual glove boxes with that stitching again. More of the piano lacquer going across. I love the way they kind of tuck that start stop button in there. A lot of the trucks have them right here. GM put a massive button right there, but it's brushed aluminum. Just looks great. Okay, one thing I did forget to mention as I'm going ahead and powering up this Apple CarPlay and this Android Auto, there is a wireless charging station right here. Slide your phone in, and that is a really nice touch as well. Pretty much goes to accommodate any phone, and it works exceptionally well. Again, you see the Android Auto power up with the screen. Exceptional screen. You can use Pandora. Just some really good features. And man, this thing, I'll tell you, some screens look like they weren't meant to be in the spot that they put them. This one really looks good where it's at. It looks like it was meant to be there. It doesn't look like a giant tablet that was just glued on like some of the other vehicles. I did like my Ram screen, but to be honest with you, I think I like this one better. Love the heads-up display. I forgot to mention that earlier. You can't really see it. I think it's 15 inches. It's massive. Takes up a good amount of the screen. of your windshield. But man, so cool. It gives you that driver information. You can see your radio stations and so on. Just a really nice touch. I'm going to tell you, combined all three of these screens with the heads-up display and the infotainment center and then the center console, it's over 40 inches of glass, so that is pretty nice in and of itself. Steering wheel's heated, of course, and you have heated massaging and cooled seats. You have your auto stop start switch there, your parking sensors and so on, your lane keeping. And GM has a function where if you hold this button down, all four of your windows go down simultaneously, but they don't go back up, so you have to roll them back up. I guess on a hot day you could use that to cool the cabin. Going through the displays on the dashboard, you can see some different type. Oh, it's giving me a tailgate open warning, but as you can see there, different type displays. You can go through and customize and pretty much set it up. And if you look there, that is actually not an error. My best fuel economy so far is almost 36 miles per gallon, and that was taken over a 25-mile stretch. The fuel economy on this 3-liter Duramax is simply unbelievable. But again, we'll talk more about that. Do love the engine. But again, you can go through some different screen menus and set it up. You can customize what's on the side there, the different modes. I think you have your off-road drive mode. You could switch through some different things to normal, sport, and so on. Not that this will ever see any off-road action, but you do have that. So again, beautiful, beautiful interior. Now moving on to the back seats. Big area, not a bad place to be for sure. The luxury continues on with the door panels trimmed out just like the front. And the one thing about the benefit of not having a pano sunroof is you do have that cutout up top, and that provides a generous amount of headroom through this back seat area. Continuing on with the back seat, again, door panels trimmed out like the front, look great. Bose sound system looks good. You have an all-weather floor mat that goes all the way across, which is a nice touch. You can change out the carpet and make it a true all-weather floor mat. GM did a couple little things with the storage. You do have a little secret compartment. My grandkids love that. You can put not much in here, but it does give you you could put some extra oil or something there if you needed it. Again, these seats are just incredible. I don't know if you could see that embossed Denali topographical trim, but that is so cool. Again, pretty standard stuff here. Cup holders and an armrest in the middle. You have your USB and USB-C, and these are heated rear seats. One thing I would have liked to see is an air conditioning control from the back that could be controlled by occupants in the back, but these seem to work pretty well. Cup holders up top, pretty standard. Match or map or magazine pouch there, and again, that generous headroom. Sliding rear window, although it is small, but it does power nonetheless. So just a really beautiful interior. All right, we talked about mainly good things about the truck, and there are a lot, but there are a handful of things that I think are missing, especially at this price point. Some of them might be nitpicky, but others I think are legitimate. And first thing on my list is, I mentioned it a little bit before, but the panel roof, or the lack therefore of. I think that it's 2023, 2024 models. GM is late to the party on this one. I don't know why they don't offer a panel roof. Their competitors do. And again, me personally, I don't really use sunroofs, to be honest with you, but at least the option to have one, I do think they look nice. So the panel roof, or the missing panel roof, I should say, that's a big one to me. Not a deal breaker for me, but I think it should be. The second thing I don't like is this sliding sunroof shade. It's manual, and while that might not be a big deal to some, again, on the Ford, on the F-150 Platinum, it is power. And this one, I think, again, at this price point, you should get a power sunroof shade. Other thing, the two glove boxes, neither one of them have a light. Neither one have a light. Now, again, I might be nitpicky, but when it's dark and you open that thing up, I'm going to tell you, you can't see anything in there. And I think that that is just, for lack of a better term, stupid. I don't know why they didn't. They put one in the center console, and this center console, it's a cavern. I mean, it is nice. It has USB ports. It has a 110 400 watt power outlet. It's lit up. But for some reason, the dual glove boxes, neither one of those have a light in it. That's a foul. The other things that I wish the truck had is, I wish instead of just heated seating surfaces, which I do like, and one thing that I do like GM did on their heated and cooled seats, you can just heat one of the surfaces. For example, you could just, if you just want your back heated, you can just do the back seated, the back portion of the seat. You can just put the heat on that, or you can do it on the bottom seat, or you can do it on both. That's pretty cool. Most vehicles don't offer you that. The cooled seats is just cooled all the way around, and those work really well. But I would have liked to seen heated armrests. Now, I know that may sound a little bit bourgeois or a little bit over the top, but my wife's car has heated armrest, and both on the center armrest and on the door armrest. And that is one thing that you didn't know you need until you had it and then didn't have it. It is a wonderful option. It's almost like heated steering wheels. My first heated steering wheel was in my Platinum F-150, and I thought that that was the biggest waste of money and a waste of a luxury that you could have had. But I will tell you, even down here in South Mississippi, we don't see temperatures south of 40 degrees very often, but in those 30 and 40 degree temps, a heated steering wheel is very, very nice to have. Heated armrests are also very nice to have. In the bed, I don't like the fact that it does not have a switch back there for a bed light to turn on and off. You have the bed lights, and they are bright, but you don't have the actual ability to open it from the tailgate. And to me, that's a big deal. So those are some of the big things that I've seen so far that I really haven't liked. But you can see most of those are nitpicky. And actually, I think overall, GM really did a great job. And this truck, whether or not you think it's worth $86,000, I know the answer to most of you, but I will tell you, they've done a really good job at distancing themselves from the failures of the past with the overuses of plastic and so on. So I really love the truck. Next video, we'll go for a drive. I'll demonstrate the Super Cruise, and we'll do some real world mileage checks. I think you guys will be amazed. And then we'll do a nighttime drive so you can see the interior cabin. Okay, so in the interest of time constraints, we will not be doing a road test today. So that's going to conclude this video of the 2024 GMC Denali Ultimate. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section. And since this is a brand new channel and I am trying to grow the channel, do me a favor, hook a major up and hit that subscribe button. By doing so, obviously that'll keep me in business to be providing some of these future videos and reviews of some exciting content. So got a lot of plans for the channel, so help me out if you don't mind, and I appreciate you staying along. Until then, take care and have a great day.